Chris likes to prove things, just as scientists do. His new magnifying glass will help him. Because a magnifying glass makes everything look bigger, it can help us find out many things. Chris has been told that a shirt is made of small threads. With his magnifying glass, he proves this is true. He can easily see the small threads that make up his shirt. Chris looks at the magnifying glass itself. The piece of glass inside the metal frame is called a lens. He notices that the lens curves. Chris moves his magnifying glass back and forth to find the place where he can see clearly. This is called focusing. Chris explores the grass and finds a grasshopper. He has read that grasshoppers have 6 legs. Is this true? Yes, he can count the grasshopper's 6 legs, 3 on each side of its body. He discovers 2 long feelers on the grasshopper's head. Just below the feelers, Chris sees large dark spots. They are the grasshopper's eyes. Chris sees a feather dropped by a bird. He finds that the feather parts stick together. Through his magnifying glass, he finds out why. One side of each part is fuzzier than the other. The fuzz hooks the parts together. This rock Chris has found crumbles easily. What can he learn with his magnifying glass? He discovers that the big rock is made of little pieces of rock. Chris looks at the bark of a tree. The bark feels very rough. With his magnifying glass, Chris discovers why. The bark is bumpy in some places. In other places, it's cracked and broken. There's a moth. Chris has been told that moths and grasshoppers are alike in some ways. Is this true? Chris finds that the moth, like the grasshopper, has 2 feelers on its head. Like the grasshopper, the moth has large, dark eyes below each feeler. Chris sees the newspaper being delivered. What can his magnifying glass help him discover about a newspaper? A picture in a newspaper looks like this. But through his magnifying glass, Chris finds that it is really made of hundreds of tiny dots. He discovers that where the dots are larger, the picture looks darker. But now it's time to wash for lunch. Chris rubs his hands together to make soap bubbles. Soap bubbles, he's been told, are made of air mixed with soapy water. Is this true? Chris can see right through the bubbles. The bubbles are like tiny balloons filled with air. The magnifying glass also helps Chris see the tiny ridges on the tips of his fingers. He knows that these ridges make his fingerprints. Chris has heard that his fingerprints are different from everyone else's. Is this true? With his magnifying glass, Chris may be able to find out for himself. In his brother's room, there are pictures of magnifying lenses. This picture looks just like Chris's magnifying glass. The lens is curved out on both sides. This is a picture of a microscope. It has a tube with two lenses at the top and one at the bottom. A microscope is used to make very, very small things look big enough to see. This is a telescope. It also has two lenses. A telescope is used to look at things that are far away. Through it, the moon and the stars look bigger. A curved lens, like the one in Chris's magnifying glass, may be used in many ways to make things look bigger. While Chris is having his lunch, he sees something interesting. His own glass of water makes the letters on the box look bigger. The curved glass, filled with water, acts as a magnifying lens. By using a magnifying glass, you can discover a whole new world around you. With it, you too can prove things for yourself.